What altcoins to buy and when to buy those altcoins? These are the two questions that I get asked most and that I really haven't answered that to you in specific. So today, let's try. If you already like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, I'd say welcome to the Fomo Factory. My name is Jesse Pinkman and today we're going to talk about altcoins. Now, when to buy the best altcoins and what are the best altcoins? Let's take a look at that. So I would already like to say that once it's time to buy altcoins, you do not have very long. And I'm going to show you some things, right? So you already want to have your list, right? But I do want to give you a disclaimer though, because the altcoins, if I now call like 20 altcoins, there's a good chance that 10 of those won't even be relevant next cycle. Or they're dead or nobody gives a crap, right? I'm going to show you something that backs that up. So far, we have these 4-year cycles, right? We have the red line, blue line, which is the halving, happens every 4 years. And so far, every end of 2013, 2017, 2021, we had the high for Bitcoin. All right. So it's now June 2023. So let's go 4 years back first, because you want to understand the market. I can give you a list right now. You will be the idiot that says like, oh yeah, okay, I don't need to understand the market. I'm just buy these altcoins. And later on, when they wreck you because you don't know what you're doing, you go and blame me. Let's prevent that. All right. So let's go back 4 years in time. It's June 2023. So let's go to June 2019 on the Bitcoin chart first. Where is that? Here. This is exactly 4 years ago. So far, we follow this. Exactly. Okay, I'm not saying this will happen, but please keep it in mind. All right, we had our bear market. We had the bottom. We went up, and then we went down. That's what a pre-halving year does. If you don't believe me, bear market, up, down, bull market. All right, so far every cycle. So what the thing is, though, is that June 2019 marked this top, basically. Right? So we can also say that where we are right now, and it can happen next week. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, this is the top for Bitcoin, this exact number, right? We can go to 35 maybe. But this area could definitely be the top, right? This month, next month, you know, give it some room. Because again, history is not repeating, but it rhymes. Okay, cool. That's for Bitcoin. What is also interesting though, that if we look at altcoins, so we overlay the Bitcoin dominance on this, that's the orange line, right? You saw that Bitcoin was going up, right? The dominance was going up with it, like we see right now, right? The dominance also going up, but here is where Bitcoin started to go down already, here. Look where my cursor is on the Bitcoin dominance. That's here. So from the moment Bitcoin started to go down, the dominance kept on going up. This part was the part where altcoins got completely fucked. All right, to put it like that. If you think that the altcoin market, like we have seen right now, how it was going down, that was bad, this is worse. This little thing right here, this was way worse. All right. And again, so far it's scary how crazy accurate this cycle is playing out compared to this one. So I am not the one that says, oh, altcoins can't go down. Like, I'm almost feeling like I'm gonna put a big fucking short on altcoins, but I'm not really a trader though. I got my cash, I'm prepared, I'm not messing around with these surprise years like pre-halving years, we don't know. But I'm prepared for the fact that altcoins still might go down a lot. And this is where a lot of altcoins in the last cycle completely died. All right, completely died from June 2019 until August 2019. Let's take a look. This was Cardano, for example. We had the whole bear market. People thought bottoming process. And from that point, what happened? Went down way lower. It's just an example. All right. But then again, you might be like, yeah, no. But then you look at the old altcoins. Okay, let's pretend we are in this cycle. And let's take a look at the new altcoins from that cycle. So we go to CoinMarketCap history and we go to 2019, June. 23rd, I don't know. Look at this list. This is the top 10. All right, top 10 seems familiar, right? We have Litecoin, you know that. You might still know Bitcoin Cash. But we had EOS, Bitcoin SV. All right, okay, cool. But then once we start going lower down the list, you might see some projects that you feel like, I heard about it once or whatever, but is it still like really a thing, right? We got a lot of projects: NEM, Ethereum Classic, Neo, IOTA. Like these projects, they're still around, but are you really going to invest in that? BET, you know, the Brave browser token, was a top 28 coin. All right. But we had this BitTorrent, Bitcoin Diamond, Lisk, Holo, Ravencoin. Yeah. All coins that I've thrown a lot of money away on. I had them all. Digibytes, lost a lot of money on that. Stratus, I remember in that time. Bytecoin. Like these were the new coins, right? The hype coins. Hypercash, Digibyte, Monacoin, Hatch Trade, Steam, Siacoin. Probably remember that. Even Metaverse, way ahead of its time. That we don't know Metaverse ATP anymore. And the lower we get down that list, the more you'll see that you feel like, well, what the fuck is that? My point is that even after the hard bear market, right? So exactly where we are right now, where people think like you should now buy altcoins because we are now out of the bear market. You see all these coins and they're all wiped out. Do you remember any of these? Not a lot. Let's be honest with yourself. Now, if we look at today's top 100, you see all these coins, right? That you know. Oh, Hedera, Aptos, Kronos, Arbitrum, VeChain, Near, Stacks, Algorand. You know every one of them. Every one of them. Rocket Pool, Decentraland, Render, Immutable, Kucoin, MakerDAO, Axie, all these things. Chances are pretty high that in 4 years, people will look at this list and be like, what the fuck is that? Right? Now, I am in the opinion that the coins that we have right now have a better utility. Most of them. Right? They have a better utility. It makes more sense. So let's say in the top 100 of last cycle, 80 went dead. Maybe it's now 50. Right? But it's still 50. That's what I'm trying to say. So what my whole point is, I can give you a list right now, which I maybe will. But problem is that you don't know. You do not know which altcoin is going to survive. All right. Some altcoins right now really struggle, and they really have to do well if they want to stay around. And the ones without a clear, good use case or the real hype like Dogecoin had in 2015 and that kind of stuff, they will go away. They will go. Right. Now, for example, again, Cardano is a good example because Cardano already survived a full bear market and came back very hard. Right? But what's funny is this. Exactly 4 years ago, June 2019, look where Cardano was sitting at the exact same level as where we are right now. So you cannot say that things are not playing out the way they played out before. Right? And then again, people be like, yeah, but it's an altcoin. This is, new coins you cannot do analysis on. That's already a big gamble. And Cardano is also a gamble. I mean, that it didn't die the last bear market doesn't mean it can die right now. Right? But this was a clear bottoming process. And that's what I'm going to look at. Like, if it goes down, where's the clear bottom? Bottom. Cool. Should be a sign. Do we have that now? Low. It's no bottoming process yet, right? And so far, Cardano was holding up. And eventually, when the Bitcoin dominance went up, when Bitcoin was going down, that's where altcoins got completely wrecked. In a matter of a couple of weeks, Cardano lost more than 50% on its Bitcoin pair. While again, Bitcoin was going down hard. All right. From, again, June until, let's say, August. Right. If you look on the dollar pair, it's probably looking terrible. From June, we're sitting at 9 cents, 10 cents, here, 10 cents, till here. Right. It was 1.5 cents. So even though it on its Bitcoin pair eventually went up, dollar pair was still going down because Bitcoin was going down as well. And Cardano, as an altcoin, is just not strong enough to go against the market. And that was one of the blue chips. All right. So all your speculative altcoins right now, they ain't worth shit. Right? This, if the cycle plays out again like this, well, we now have the SEC and regulation, all of that, so I don't know why it wouldn't, right? Then this is even best case scenario, because this was already one of the strongest altcoins back then. And it still went 80% down, another 80% down, and another 84% down. So far, Cardano went 80% down and 54% down. If we do that again, it will take us back to 2 cents or so. And people be like, nah, it's 30 cents, can't happen. And I was in a discussion on a Telegram group with some C2Fi holders. I said, like, yeah, it can go to 20 cents. No, it can't. Like, why? Because you don't want to? Of course it can. In that specific case, that coin haven't even seen a bear market before, so you don't know how it's going to respond in a bear market. But my point right here is, again, altcoins are now getting wrecked against Bitcoin, right? But they hold up a little bit on their dollar pair, right? A little bit, right? We have now a small green candle. But that's purely because Bitcoin already did a 2x from the bottom. If it wasn't for Bitcoin, these altcoins were way down in the trash can, let alone if the Bitcoin dominance goes up even further. And I don't see any big resistance here. Right? It could go way higher. So, yeah. To answer your question more specifically, when to buy altcoins and what altcoins to buy? Well, again, what altcoins to buy? Let me start there. Be very careful with that. Because still you don't know which altcoins are going to survive, right? You don't know. You can be like, yeah, of course this one is going to survive. Especially if you're slightly new in crypto and you haven't witnessed these full cycles, then you feel like, yeah, this is the best and this and that. Wait what the bear market really does to altcoins, right? My biggest bags, my biggest conviction plays, I'm prepared for them to die as well. I love C2Fi, for example, and they have a lot of money from me, and I'm betting big on it. But I won't be surprised if it dies because of the simple fact that it's an altcoin. That's all it needs to be for it to die. The things that I am looking at. Well, Cardano, for example. I don't like Cardano. I don't think it's a good layer one. I think it's expensive, for what a layer one does. Like even a BNB chain is cheaper. Solana is way cheaper, way faster, for example. And if Solana is struggling right now, but I'm just saying, like, Solana is a better product in every single way than Cardano, except for maybe the hype. But then again, we already have Dogecoin, so why would we need another meme coin? Right? So I do feel like, yeah, I don't like ADA at all. But I don't give a fuck about that. That's the thing. I know what it can do, and I know that other people like it. So I don't need to like it. I just need to make the money off of it. Very simple, right? Because why do I like it? Price-wise, well, Cardano, again, it went from $3 to not even 2 cents. And it came back up, and it outperformed it last cycle, or it kind of did the same. So, when I look at that, I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to buy Cardano at 30 cents, right? But if it hits 2 cents, I'm going to freaking buy that shit a lot. Man, even if it hits 5 cents, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that, definitely. But I'm going to spread it out a little bit. I don't have a nice, decent Excel sheet with all coins for you here. I'm going to just look by then also, like, okay, what do I want? I want some layer ones. Cool. And once I get to the when to buy altcoins, right? Once it's time to buy those altcoins, I'm gonna just look like, okay, what layer ones still around and what layer ones are now looking promising. Now everything is broken, and now that nobody wants these altcoins anymore because crypto is dead and shit, let's go shopping. What's the what are the few best layer ones, right? And yeah, then I'm a bet on like well, price wise, Cardano, Solana, product wise. I don't know, a lot of people don't like Solana. I must say, like, the Solana, it's fast, it's cheap, it's good, it's really good. But we only have seen Solana in a bull. Let's first see what it does in a bear, because on its Bitcoin pair it's getting wrecked, right? It's getting completely wrecked. This is really not looking good. Go sideways, down, up, finally down again, lower low, finally go up again, little sideways, down again. We go up again, lower high, sideways down, and then really down again, right? That's what it does all the time. So far I'm betting on something like this, down, this, down, this, down, until that trend stops. And it could be here, right? But then you're one of those, let's buy the dip people. What have gotten you so far to do that? Nowhere. You lost your money. Stupid, right? Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Oh, alt season. Let's buy there as well, by the way, because Crypto Banter says so. Let's buy the dip, right? How many dips are you planning to buy? Wait for it to play out, right? What if magically the trend does what the trend does so far, and it goes down like this, right? Don't you think like it's maybe best to wait for it to bottom out and then buy? And I'm not saying, again, don't try to time the bottom, but a bottoming process is different than catching the exact bottom. And that's what you want to wait for. Altcoins won't do this. They won't go down, and it's usually not what happens. And if it does happen, then okay, bye, next. There are a lot of other altcoins that you can catch on, right? Shut down that FOMO. Shut it down, right? Because FOMO is what gets you wrecked. People felt FOMO here. People felt FOMO here. People felt FOMO here. Here, here. So far, these people are down a lot. They're down a lot, right? And that's in Solana's specific case, but this goes for every single altcoin, basically. And that's what you need to realize. I mean, if you look at from this, like this, from the high, Solana went down 80%. And then it went down another 40% on its Bitcoin pair, right? And then you have to realize that Bitcoin is also down 60% against the dollar. So let me already get that out of the way. Usually see comments, yeah, but just dollar cost, you cannot try to time the bottom. That's like, you have buying the dips and dollar costing at totally wrong points and buying the bottom, but there's also something in between. And that something in between is the golden zone. Because trying to time the bottom, you won't time that. You can be lucky, but I can probably bet you won't time that. But again, buying every single dip is throwing your money away. Right? So far, until the day of today, it's still accurate what I'm saying about that. And at a certain point, there will be the bottom. And there will be a couple of people saying like, I told you so. Yeah, okay. Congratulations, right? So if I'm lucky, I'm happy that I didn't lose any money yet with it. But yeah, Solana. So Solana I might be interested in. Avalanche is also one of these layer ones that I might be interested in. Avalanche is also a good layer one, but still, look, and a lot of people, again, sorry for being all over the place, but a lot of people, they look at coins on their dollar pair and they'd be like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, this must be the bottom, let's buy. Look at its Bitcoin pair. And I get so many discussions over this lately. Like, we should not care about a Bitcoin pair. I don't give a fuck about Bitcoin anyway. One, if you have bought Bitcoin, you were already in quite big profits now. Two, you can now buy all these altcoins with that profit Bitcoin at the lows, right? Three, you don't have to feel any FOMO because Bitcoin gives you exposure to the market, but also gunpowder to buy. And 4 or 5, whatever reasons I have, is congratulations that AVAX is now sitting so close to the bottom. Again, what do you think is going to happen after Bitcoin did 100% move, sees a correction? What do you think will happen to this? This support? Ciao. Like, this is indeed support now. The only thing that if you are an altcoin maxi now, and what you can hope for is either Bitcoin going up from here, but that's really betting against the cycles. But I guess that this time is different again. Or the Bitcoin dominance goes down back to the lows. That would make altcoins fly. But again, I don't think that the Bitcoin dominance goes that low this time. At least not now. We could see a pullback again, of course, to 48, 47, maybe even. I don't know, somewhere like that, right? We could, of course. I mean, this is also rampaging, right? Why not see a correction here? But overall, if you look at the complete altcoin market divided by Bitcoin, this is what you get. Bottom area, right? Top area, bottom area, and the other bull market, bear market. Top area, big ass distribution phase right here, by the way. If you don't know what a distribution phase is, where it goes sideways at the top so people can offload, and after that it dumps. And we are now kind of crashing pretty hard towards the bearish territory again. So this is altcoins going down on their Bitcoin pair. As long as altcoins are going down, like I said, on their Bitcoin pair, while Bitcoin is going up, then altcoins might hold up a little bit. But as soon as this keeps on happening while Bitcoin goes down, then altcoins are basically getting a nitro package attached to them while skydiving, right? It goes down very hard. And that would cause like 30-40% down on altcoins daily. I don't know if you have witnessed that, but that's like, whoa. that happens for sure. Yeah, this is not really the topic of the video. Okay, so when what altcoins to buy? Well, so let me speed it up. I'm gonna look at some layer ones, ADA, AVAX, Solana, for example, that kind of stuff. I'll be looking at a lot of gaming, launchpads. I'm gonna look at C-DeFi, for example, where you can participate in new pre-sales, engine starter, maybe some high-risk shit like Soul Race or something like that, Pulse Finance, but GameFi. But first need to see that they survive, right? Because this chart is showing like, stay the fuck away from us right now. That's not what you want. People bought it $180. It's now sitting at 4, right? And that's like, it can go down to like 80 cents. I mean, that happens. I'm gonna look definitely at some AI. I think AG is really interesting, but also quite new. So let it play out first. Chain GPT, same story basically. Altora NFT is really interesting. Gala might be nice, but I also want to see how this downward trend's playing out because Gala made lower lows already. Games for a Living is really strong. But also a new project, so it might catch you by surprise. Illuvium, not really fucking around with that yet because they have really bad token investing and it's just a single game basically, and the chart shows that as well. IMX, good layer one for gaming. Nakamoto Games is flying. That's one. Look, there are always exceptions. It's always in a bear market. There are people that say, yeah, it's no bear market. This coin goes up. Jesus fucking, like, no shit. There are of the million altcoins, there is always a coin that goes up. It's not a bear market. Like, okay, let's not even discuss how that works, but this is one of the exceptions that's there. And Nakamoto Games is a coin that I look at and I feel like, wow, I missed out on that. And I feel so happy with it. Why? Because in this part of the market, I don't know if Nakamoto is going to be the one that's going to outperform, or that Solana is going to do that, or Fomo Factory, or Seedify, or Hex, or whatever. You don't know. And the people in this project feel like, yeah, we know because it's a good project. There are a lot of good projects. There are a lot. You don't know. Right? So for me, it would have been a gamble to say like, oh yeah, let's go fucking crazy on Nakamoto Games. I wouldn't dare to sleep at night. And the chance that we lost money was freaking high because every altcoin is going down, right? And there are a couple of these charts. Yeah, if you're willing to bet your money on that, and you can also, you know, take a little bit of your money and bet with that money, but I don't know. In the meantime, I saved. I think that if I've thrown a lot of money at all kind of projects that I liked, well, I think I know. Yeah, this one made up for it a little bit, but overall I will be heavily down on my portfolio, so it's all good. But this one is one that I feel like I missed out on, and it might do another 10x from here. I don't know, but I'm not buying this at this point. That's also what you got to refuse, right? Market is going down, gives us great opportunities, low levels at a certain point, and you're buying something that's up 8x. Eh? No. Fomo Factory, also really interesting, but also quite new, right? Let's see how it does in a bear market. It's now sitting at 1,000 Satoshis. Yeah, can it go to like 100 or so? Why not? Right? So far, it's going down. We don't know where it stops. That's the whole point. So like Fomo Factory, again, it's also a mistake that people make. And I'm happy that I know that, because now I don't have to get wrecked, and a lot of people will. And that sounds very cruel, but yeah, crypto is player versus player. If everybody is smart, then nobody is winning, right? Because if there are no high sells, then high buys, then you can sell it high. But Fomo Factory is again such an example. Like, people look at the dollar chart maybe and feel like, wow, the accumulation phase, right? Because it's now going sideways. So now let's buy. No, this is probably going to break down, because Bitcoin is likely to see a correction, right? And the only reason it's still here is because Bitcoin is just on a rampage, right? But there's no room here, basically. What if Bitcoin sees a little correction, let alone if we go back to like 20K or below? That would wreck altcoins, right? So you always want to look at like, okay, so this is the Fomo Factory, how do you call it? Dollar chart. Let me put it like this. Right? But if we look at the Fomo Factory Bitcoin chart, right, like, maybe it doesn't look that good, right? Fomo Factory Bitcoin in October 2022. Let's look at there. October, which was here, right? October 2022. It was sitting at around $4, right? So not far from here. Basically the same. We're now sitting at 25% difference, $4. But then you look at its Bitcoin pair, and you'll be like, oh, in the meantime, the price is kind of the same, but on its Bitcoin pair, it's down 60%, right? So if I've bought Fomo Factory back then, I basically play even, but I lost 60% Bitcoin. So you could have also just bought Bitcoin. You made money, and you can now buy more Fomo Factory for the people that don't care about Bitcoin. Cool, use that Bitcoin to buy more of the token that you do care about. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, a lot of gaming projects. Most of those in this list, by the way. Ultra might be interesting. Also, let's see how this plays out, though. Veracity, no, I don't know. Veracity might be cool. So yeah, that's something that I'm looking at. And yeah, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course. I think that everybody should have that. What do you mean? My coin, right? I mean, this I'm not saying buy right now, no. Chart is going pretty good. But this is the only altcoin you need. If you know about the utility, then you know why. If you don't know about it, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. But if basically you do not need any other altcoin than this one, this is the complete index for you. This is the passive income you can make in crypto. But yeah, and then, you know, these are kind of coins that I'm buying, but I will make a list, a complete list of things that I have my eyes on. And to wrap it up, when to buy, well, I kind of already discussed that, and people feel maybe like, yeah, you should give us a date. But that's the thing, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know when. I don't know. I cannot tell you. I only can tell when it's time. I will let you know, right? But the things that I'm looking at are things like this chart, for example, the total 3 divided by the Bitcoin market cap, right? In the bear market, we go down here. In the bull, up here. We're now halfway down. I'm gonna buy it in this territory, in this zone. I'm gonna buy a little here, buy a little here. If it goes here, I'm gonna buy. It's there. That's dollar costing, right? If it does this, then you can feel like, oh yeah, that's dollar cost. Why? To finally play even after it did this? No, right? Dollar costing is what you do in a bottom range, right? Could be the whole range. That's why I'm interested. But still, that's down another 50% on its Bitcoin pair, right? So even if Bitcoin stays where it is right now, altcoins can still go down like 50%. That's kind of my thinking. Let alone if Bitcoin goes down more. Then altcoins down another 80%, easy. Compared to the previous cycle, that would be bullish. So yeah, and when I think that plays out, well, in the last cycle as well, the best time to buy it was in January 2021. And I showed you before, that was halfway the Bitcoin bull market. Bitcoin went from 3K to 30K. And that was over here. So you first could have bought Bitcoin, made it 10x, then converted into altcoins, and then ride the complete altcoin wave again. That's the best strategy. In hindsight, it's easy saying, of course, but we can learn from those times, right? So what I am basically doing is now, now I'm doing nothing because I think that Bitcoin should see a correction. Make sure you have Bitcoin. And if you don't, you know, this also, the total 3 is also an interesting chart. This is the altcoin market, right? And yeah, it's sitting at resistance, right? This is every altcoin sitting at resistance. But go buy altcoins now. No, right? No, I'm not doing that yet. So yeah, when I think it's time, well, yeah, if you look at Bitcoin, right? So far, Bitcoin's real run started after the halving, right? Downward trend, pre-halving year, after the halving, cool off, and then we really start going parabolic. Here also, after the halving, start going parabolic. Around March, May, somewhere like that, April, is the Bitcoin halving again next year. So I expect a big bull market after that. Altcoins usually are, you know, bottomed out against Bitcoin when Bitcoin is already in its bull market. So I don't expect a decent entry points for altcoin this year. And maybe this time is different, but it could be therefore we're looking at the charts, right? So I'm gonna just look at the charts. I'm gonna just look at them, and when things are bottoming out, I feel like, okay, I'm a dollar cost right now. That's good. And if you do have fear of missing out, just buy Bitcoin then, right? It gives you higher returns so far, and it's lower risk. Why in the world would you put your money? You went through a complete bear market, and the money that you have left, you are now putting it into high risk plays that give you less reward. Because there are some altcoins that do a 10x in a bear market anyway. Good luck finding those before it happens. I'm not playing the shitcoin market right now. My money is too precious for that. But that depends per person, of course. If you're young and you have a lot of money, or you have money with not a lot of responsibilities, and you feel like, yeah, you know, if I miss this $1,000, so be it. Go do the Russian roulette in the altcoin casino right now. Be my guest. I've done it before. You can be lucky and be like, you see, you were wrong. Overall, it doesn't work out, right? There's always an exception. That doesn't mean exception doesn't change the general rule. So that answers that. And I know you want me to be specific. I'm gonna buy this altcoin at that date or at that level. Again, we all love altcoins, and we all want them as cheap as possible. Again, like for example, Fomo Factory again, right? If we look at Fomo Factory, people just want to get an answer. Like at $2.60, I'm gonna buy Fomo Factory. No, right? Because it might as well go to 70 cents. It might as well go to 20. I don't know. It might as well go to 30 cents. Impossible? No. It might as well die. Right? So I cannot give you that answer. Let's wait for the market to play out. By the time that happens, believe me, I'm going to stalk you with these videos. And wherever these altcoins are back then, by then, is the level to buy. Right? So let's not try to predict prices. Yeah, we can look at like the supports and the resistances and all of that, but that's not really relevant for these specific altcoins that are just following what Bitcoin and the Bitcoin dominance are doing right now. So I hope it clears up a bit. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Bye.